For a few weeks, sometimes just a few days, these 12 artists were the biggest sound in country music. Number 1 on the charts, every radio station in America playing their song back to back. And then, almost as fast as it happened, it was over. No follow-up hit, no second act, just one song, and a permanent spot in the story of country music. These are 12 artists who owned the industry, while almost nobody was watching them do it.
Don't get me started.
Number 1. Achy, Breaky Heart, Billy Ray Cyrus, 1992. Before he was known as Miley Cyrus's dad, before Old Town Road, Billy Ray Cyrus was a guy from Flatwoods, Kentucky, who was, by his own account, living out of his car. The song that changed everything wasn't even supposed to be his. It was written by an amateur songwriter named Don Von Tress, who'd literally just been fooling around on a guitar and a drum machine. The Oak Ridge Boys turned it down. Their lead singer said he just didn't like the words achy breaky. A group called the Marcy Brothers recorded it first, under a different title, Don't Tell My Heart, and it went almost nowhere. Then Cyrus got his hands on it. He dropped one of his own songs from his debut album to make room for it, a decision he still calls, quote, the best move I ever made in my life. Released in April 1991, it took less than 2 months to hit number 1. It didn't just top the country chart, it kicked off a full-blown line dancing craze across America. Sold over 1 million copies, and made Achy Breaky Heart the first country single to go platinum in almost a decade. Travis Tritt hated it publicly, calling it an, quote, wiggling contest. Bruce Springsteen, on the other hand, loved it. He once broke into a spontaneous cover of it during a tour rehearsal in New Jersey. Cyrus would go on to have plenty more chart success over the following decades, but that one #1 spot, nobody ever took it from him. 30 years later, Achy Breaky Heart is still the only time Billy Ray Cyrus has ever been number 1 on the country charts. Number 2, Your Love Amazes Me, John Barry, 1994.
A mile or more away.
Here's a detail almost nobody remembers about this one, and it's honestly one of the wildest true stories in country music.
There's a truck out on the 4-lane.
The exact same day Your Love Amazes Me hit number 1 on the charts, John Barry was lying in a hospital bed in Atlanta, recovering from brain surgery.
The whining of his wheels just made...
Earlier that year, Barry had started having severe headaches, blacked out on stage during a concert, and was rushed to the hospital, where doctors found a cyst deep in his brain.
Supper's on the stove.
He went into a 5.5-hour surgery to remove it on May 21st, 1994, and that same day, back out in the real world, his song was climbing to number 1 on Billboard.
It's the light in your eyes that make...
His team taped a photocopy of the chart to the wall next to his hospital bed so he could see it when he woke up. I had brain surgery that morning, and I couldn't remember squat, Barry later said.
Sometimes it's so far.
They got a Xerox copy of the chart and taped it beside my bed so I could see it. It was an interesting time, to say the least. He recovered and went on to have several more top 5 hits over the following years.
The neighbors say.
But Your Love Amazes Me stayed his only trip to number 1. 25 years later, Barry would face a second health battle, this time with tonsil cancer, and beat that too.
And your mother called last Friday.
If any song title on this list doubles as a life story, it's this one.
And hey, it's good to be back home.
Love country music and the stories behind the legends? Subscribe to the Country Files hit the notification bell, and join us for more unforgettable country music documentaries. Thanks for watching.
Number 3, Shut Up and Kiss Me, Mary Chapin Carpenter, 1994. This one's a little different from the rest of the list, because Mary Chapin Carpenter is not an obscure name. She's a genuine legend, an Ivy League-educated singer-songwriter who's still releasing albums today, decades later. But dig into her chart history, and there's a surprising detail. With all her critical acclaim, all her Grammy wins, all her influence on a whole generation of women in country music, she only ever hit number 1 on the country charts one single time, with Shut Up and Kiss Me in 1994. The song itself was a hard left turn from her usual introspective folk country style. Loud, funny, and unapologetically direct, with a title that became an instant pop culture catchphrase. It earned her a Grammy for Best Female Country Vocal Performance in 1995. Carpenter was often described at the time as, quote, a spoke singer for the 30-something single woman. An artist who wrote thoughtful, literate songs about real adult life at a moment when country radio increasingly wanted anthems. She proved she could write one of those too. She just only did it once. It's proof that even the most respected songwriters in the genre aren't immune to the one-hit wonder label. Sometimes it's not about talent at all. It's about what radio decides to fall in love with, and when.
Closer, baby.
Number 4, Don't Get Me Started, Rhett Akins, 1996.
Hard not to notice what was going on all around her.
If the name Akins sounds familiar for a completely different reason these days, that's because Rhett Akins is the father of modern country superstar Thomas Rhett. But back in the mid-90s, Rhett Akins was chasing his own spotlight, and for one stretch in 1996, he found it. Don't Get Me Started spent a staggering 21 weeks on the Billboard country chart, camping out at number 1 for multiple weeks in a row.
Unless you got an extra week or two, 'cause you know darn.
It was a genuine phenomenon at the time, the kind of song that dominated every country station in the country that summer.
No, don't get me started now, more than you.
But here's the twist in Akins' story that makes him different from most names on this list. He didn't actually vanish from the industry. He just moved to the other side of the microphone.
We're longing for a dose of strong emotion.
After his run as a recording artist cooled off, Akins reinvented himself as one of Nashville's most successful songwriters, eventually co-writing massive hits for other artists, including chart toppers for his own son.
Bells ringing, angels singing, all gathered round heaven.
So while Don't Get Me Started remains his only number 1 as a performer, his fingerprints are all over country radio to this day, just under somebody else's name on the label.
Don't get me started.
Sometimes owning the industry for a moment is just the first chapter, not the whole story. Number 5, Guys Do It All the Time, Mindy McCready, 1996.
Acting like a child, I wasn't doing anything wrong.
Mindy McCready was 19 years old when Guys Do It All the Time hit number 1. A sharp, funny, role reversal anthem written by Bobby Whiteside and Kim Tribble, where the female narrator turns every classic, guys will be guys, excuse right back around on the men in her life. Critics called it a feminist anthem wrapped in a sugar-sweet twang, and country radio couldn't get enough of it. Her debut album, 10,000 Angels, went double platinum. She was nominated for the Academy of Country Music's Top New Female Vocalist Award that same year. For a moment, Mindy McCready looked like the next massive star of country music. That one song went to number 1 and never got matched again on the country charts. Even though she had a handful of other minor hits over the following years, none of them cracked the top spot. Her later life, unfortunately, became defined by a very public and painful struggle, and she passed away in 2013. But it's worth remembering her the way country radio remembered her in 1996, as a teenager who wrote and lived one of the sharpest, most self-assured songs of the entire decade. For 1 week in September of 1996, she was the #1 artist in the entire genre. Number 6. Butterfly Kisses, Bob Carlisle, 1997. Bob Carlisle wasn't even trying to write a hit song. In the winter of 1995, he'd gotten home late one night, sat down in his office, and started flipping through old photographs of his daughter Brooke, who was about to turn 16. Realizing how close she was to leaving home, the song just poured out of him. He was so nervous about how personal it was that when he finally played it for record label executives, he actually left the room while it played. They loved it. Butterfly Kisses went on to top the pop, country, Christian, and adult contemporary charts simultaneously, an almost unheard of crossover feat, and it won the Grammy for Best Country Song in 1997. It became the defining father-daughter wedding song in America, played at more first dances than almost any other track in music history. One part woman, the other part. Carlisle later said he received letters from parents who'd used the song at a child's funeral, telling him it helped them grieve. He performed it himself at his daughter Brooke's high school graduation. But despite the massive scale of that one song, a Grammy, a double platinum album, a cultural institution at weddings for 3 decades running, Bob Carlisle never had another hit that came close. He's openly said he's fine being called a one-hit wonder, when the one hit is a song this many people still cry to. I must have done something right. Number 7. Single White Female, Chely Wright, 1999. Chely Wright's path to #1 wasn't quick. She'd already released 3 albums before Single White Female finally connected, meaning by the time this song hit the top of the charts in 1999, she'd already spent years grinding through the Nashville machine with only modest results. The song title played off the 1992 Thriller movie, but flipped it into something completely different. A lighthearted, catchy declaration of independence about a woman who's exactly what she says she is, single, and not interested in being anything else right now.
I'm not sure if I should have put it in writing.
It became the song of that summer on country radio, launched her into the format's upper tier, and remains, to this day, Wright's only #1 single. What makes her story particularly striking, looking back, is what came years later. In 2010, Chely Wright became one of the first major country music stars to publicly come out as gay. A bold and, at the time, career-risking decision in an industry that hadn't caught up with the rest of the culture yet. She wrote a memoir, became an advocate, and rebuilt her identity in the public eye on her own terms. The song that made her a star for one summer in 1999 turned out to be just the opening chapter of a much longer, much braver story.
Keep it hidden, so I'm telling you everything.
Number 8. Yes, Chad Brock, 2000.
That's how we got this whole thing started.
Chad Brock had actually been kicking around Nashville for years before Yes made him a star. He'd had a minor duet hit a couple years earlier, quietly building towards something bigger without much of the spotlight.
I come and get it. How could I know
Then in 2000, Yes hit country radio, and it was an entirely different animal, an up-tempo, borderline rock anthem about a guy determined to win over a woman he can't stop thinking about, no matter how many times she brushes him off.
face with my own destiny?
It spent 3 full weeks at #1, one of the more dominant chart runs on this entire list, and turned Chad Brock, almost overnight, into one of the biggest names in country music, if only for that one stretch.
Yeah. Go ahead.
He kept releasing music afterward, but nothing matched the energy or the reach of Yes. It's a reminder of just how brutal the one-hit wonder cycle can be in this genre.
She's the one I want for a million reasons.
It's not that these artists lacked talent, or work ethic, or years of dues paid in small clubs before their moment came. It's that country radio, at any given time, only has room for so many songs at the very top.
And I said, how about it right now, love?
And for 3 weeks in 2000, Yes was the one everybody wanted.
And yes, I said, wow. And she said, when?
Number 9. Moments. Emerson Drive, 2007. Emerson Drive had already been trying to break through in Nashville for 6 years. By the time Moments hit the radio, a band of 6 guys from Grande Prairie, Alberta, who'd moved to Tennessee back in 1999, chasing a country music dream that, for most of that decade, kept almost happening and then slipping away. They'd had a couple of top 5 hits early on, then watched their label fold underneath them. Moments was actually the 3rd single pulled from an album that had already been out for months, when a Nashville executive decided to give it one more push. The song itself is a story song about a young man standing on a bridge, contemplating ending his life, until an older homeless man strikes up a conversation and quietly talks him back from the edge. It became the most played country song in Canada that year, and in June 2007, it made Emerson Drive the first Canadian group in history to hit number 1 on the US country charts. But the story behind the song took a genuinely painful turn just months later. That September, the band's bassist, Patrick Bork, died by suicide at the age of 30. The band has spoken publicly since about how strange and heavy it felt to have a song about pulling someone back from that exact edge become the biggest hit of their career, in the same year they lost one of their own to it. It remains Emerson Drive's only number 1 hit in the United States, a song that, by the band's own account, has reached listeners in ways that go far beyond a chart position. Number 10. Break Down Here, Julie Roberts, 2004. Break Down Here is one of those songs that sounds bigger than its chart peak would suggest. A slow-burning, emotionally raw ballad about a woman who's given everything to a relationship and finally hits her breaking point on the side of a highway. It featured background vocals from Trisha Yearwood, which tells you exactly how much respect this song commanded inside the industry, even beyond how it performed on the charts. Julie Roberts was a South Carolina native who'd worked her way toward a record deal the hard way, and when Break Down Here finally connected in 2004, it became her first, and to date her only, number 1 on the country sales charts. The song's raw emotional honesty earned it comparisons to the kind of storytelling ballads that defined the genre's biggest stars. It just never happened for her a second time. She continued releasing music for years afterward, and later became known for speaking openly about her own health struggles, including a multiple sclerosis diagnosis she revealed publicly in 2011. But that one song, from that one moment in 2004, remains the song most people associate with Julie Roberts, a genuine hit that simply never found a sequel. Number 11, I Loved Her First, Heartland, 2006.
I was enough for her, not a
Heartland's story is a genuinely last-chance kind of story. This was a six-man band out of Huntsville, Alabama, playing whatever gigs they could get, then taking that money straight to Nashville to shop songs to labels.
She told me so, and she still means.
According to fiddler Charles Crawford, the version of I Loved Her First that eventually played on every country station in America was recorded as a $500 demo, a fraction of what most major label singles cost to produce.
From the first breath she breathed when she first.
The song itself, a father's aching, tearful speech to the man about to marry his daughter, had actually been written years earlier, back in 2001, and sat around for a while before Heartland found it.
Smiled at me, I knew the love.
When it finally released in June 2006, it climbed all the way to #1 that October, and instantly became one of the most requested father-daughter wedding songs in the entire genre. It's Heartland's only top 40 hit of any kind on the country charts.
And I prayed that she'd find you someday.
Their next two singles barely registered, but here's the incredible part of this story. Nearly a decade later, in 2015, a video went viral online showing a father signing the entire song in American Sign Language to his deaf daughter at her wedding.
Smiled at me, I knew the love.
That video alone has been watched over 26 million times, and it sent I Loved Her First right back onto the charts in 2015, almost 9 years after it first disappeared.
From the first breath she breathed when she
A
first.
one-hit wonder that somehow got a second life anyway.
I prayed that she'd find you someday.
Number 12. Just Got Started Lovin' You. James Otto, 2007. James Otto was born on an army base in Fort Lewis, Washington, and by the time Just Got Started Lovin' You hit #1 in the spring of 2008, he'd already spent 6 years grinding through the Nashville system with barely anything to show for it. His first record deal, back in 2002, produced 4 singles that mostly stalled out in the 40s and 50s on the chart. He got dropped from that label in 2004. He spent the years after working behind the scenes with the Music Mafia, the loose collective of songwriters and musicians that helped launch acts like Big and Rich and Gretchen Wilson, quietly co-writing songs for other artists, including one that Brooks and Dunn later took to the top of the charts. Then, in 2007, he sat down with songwriters Jim Famino and D. Vincent Williams, and pitched a single hook, Just Got Started Loving You. The melody came together fast, and Otto said afterward that he had no idea what it was about to become. Released in mid-2007, the song built slowly, then exploded, hitting #1 in May 2008, and finishing the year as Billboard's official #1 country song of all of 2008. It remains, to this day, the only top 10 single of his entire recording career. 6 years of near misses, followed by exactly one song that became the single biggest country hit of an entire calendar year. That's about as close as this list gets to owning the whole industry, even if it was only for 12 months.